Alright, hello everybody, my name is Johnnysigs. You can call me the Suit if you like, or just Suit if you're feeling extra lazy. That's right, I'm wearing gloves because it is freezing today. But the servers are finally back up, and we can go ahead and jump right into the videos. Today is Lesson 2, Part 1, Lane Safety. That's right, we're just going to be talking about the lanes in general. I'm actually going to change that real quick. Today is Lesson 2, Part 0, talking about the lanes. So we're just going to be talking briefly about the lanes. We're going to use a lot of umbrella terms that we're going to discuss later on in Lesson 2. But for right now, we're just going to use the basic terms, and we're going to be looking at the side of the Radiant. Keep in mind that the side of the Dire is a mirror image, so everything that I say for the side of the Radiant is going to be the opposite for the side of the Dire. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump right over to the game now, and I am already in game waiting for this to start. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top lane. This is known as the suicide lane or the long lane, depending on how you want to talk about it. The reason being is because your creeps on the Dire side will on the Radiant side will push to a proximity close to the Dire tower. As opposed to close to the Radiant Tower. As you can see, it's much further up, much closer to the Dire Tower. Likewise, at the bottom lane, this is called the safe lane or short lane because your creeps will maintain a close proximity to your tower rather than the Dire's tower. In both cases, the lane will be pushed. If you're in long lane, if you're on the Dire side, bot lane is considered the long lane, and top lane is considered the short lane. But in both cases, for long lanes, being bot lane, this lane here, or top lane, if you're on the Radiant, this lane here, you will be past your river spawn. That is here and here with your creeps. So again, if you're on the side of the Radiant, look at that, you're going to have to go past the river to farm up creeps, as well as on this side of the Dire, you're going to have to go past river to farm on creeps. So keep that in mind. The river is going to be where you're going to get your most ganks, or through the forest, either or. So you can come through the forest and get ganked, or you can have somebody come down river and get you ganked. So again, that's why this is called suicide lane, and this is called safe lane, and then this is called suicide lane, and this is called safe lane. Mid lane will meet in the middle of the river. For both the Radiant and the Dire, you'll meet in the middle here, and provided that there's no hero interactment, your creeps will fight it out in the middle of the lane, giving mid lane a relatively safe feel as well. So if you're starting out, I would suggest if you're on the Radiant side, go for bot lane or mid lane, and if you're starting out on the Dire, go for top lane or mid lane. Now, we're going to talk slightly about lane comp, being as where should your team go in lanes. Now, the most beginner basic thing that you're going to be seeing, and where I recommend everybody should play, is 2 in top lane, 1 in mid lane, and 2 in bot lane. Alright, that means that there's going to be 2 heroes in your top lane, 1 hero in your mid lane, and 2 heroes in your bot lane. Now, mid lane usually has a ranged carry who's really strong at ganking enemies, which means you spawn in mid lane. If you go to mid lane, you are going to be able to gank top and bot lane just as effectively as each other. So you can choose to gank top or bot without really too much of an issue. Whereas if you're in bot lane, you're going to have a hard time ganking top lane without being noticed being missing. So you can notice that I'm just standing here, not auto-attacking creeps, even when I'm being attacked. And I'm just going to talk about that real quickly because this is going to be a huge benefit to you. So you're going to go ahead and go into your settings button, which is up here in the top left, and you're going to pull up your settings. You're going to go to game, and then you're going to go ahead and turn off auto attack. It's going to be on, that's your default. You're going to click off for your auto attack, and you're going to go back to game. This will prevent you from last hitting creeps unless you want to. And we'll talk about last hitting in another video. So, again, suicide lane, safe lane, suicide lane, safe lane, mid lane, mid lane. Alright, and we're going to just talk about all of these different factors, everything that you're going to want to keep in mind while you're playing these lanes in these coming videos. How to last hit, where you should be, when you should gank, what you should look out for, and all that good stuff coming up in the next video. And that'll be Lesson 2, Part 1, and I'll catch you guys in that video. Take it easy, guys.